So Pines White was a really fun project for us, but truly the design and architecture of the buildings initially, I think, is what sold the buildings. First impressions, I think the property is very unassuming. To walk in and see the vast space that exists, and then some of the auxiliary spaces that exist within this when you can't see any of it from the outside, is a really unique experience. Yeah, I'm Blain Mikkonen, co-owner of Grain Designs in the Pines. But we had met Taylor back in college, actually, at a design competition, and had stayed in touch. I don't know that we worked on projects, but we enjoyed our time with Taylor during that design competition. So we were making calls and seeing who was a good fit, and Taylor and the Epic team seemed like a young growing company as well and had a lot of the same values. It was pretty fluid. Can we give it a shot? And he was on board. So the biggest thing that we like about working with Epic is the person that you're working with on the front end also helps you through the construction process. You're not passed off through this big organization. Their pricing transparency and the fact that we get to call someone and you're gonna get a call back in and answer generally that day. They've got phenomenal subcontractors with high attention to detail that kind of fits our MO and the experience that we wanted to create. Our experience with Epic Homes throughout the process, they were super reliable, quick to communicate, quick to get back in touch with us when we had questions. We got a firsthand experience as to what was being done and how it was being built. So we saw the attention to detail and the quality. We even had an opportunity to build, whether they were out there sourcing them or trying to find them, or had them on staff ready or subbed them out. We had great experiences with a lot of their subs, and it was through and through a good experience. We highly recommend Epic Homes. One, for the customer service. Clearly they have a great product. They've designed and built a lot of really unique homes as well as commercial buildings, a couple of which we have the pleasure of owning and operating. But the price transparency, I think, is something that's really hard to come by in the construction industry. And a lot of people, especially if you're running a business or even your own home, you want to know what it's going to cost. And everyone knows that construction overruns, and you've got to build in your 20% margin for cost overages, which is something we communicate on the front end, or they did. If you're considering Epic Homes, I think in any process, you just got to make sure to weigh your options. If you go through, give Epic Homes the time to meet with them, figure out who they are. What you see is actually what you get. I mean, they're full transparency. It's not just advertising on paper. I mean, they're laying the numbers right out in front of you. I think a lot of their work shows the quality of design and things that they can execute at a really high level. They've got great attention to detail, and they're just going to shoot you straight, whether it's timeline or price. If you're searching around, you're going to hear a lot of the same things from a lot of builders. What we know from our experience with Epic Homes is they're actually going to follow through. So the transparency and the communication is second to none. And if we were to ever explore another project, Epic Homes would absolutely be our first call.